not a doctor, but I play one on TV. I know the problem, you've got just one policy. You do the opposite of what the Donald does. Don't know what you believe just because you got that TDS. You've tested positive. There's nothing I can do for chronic low IQ. It's TDS. Open the borders, let Mamdani pick your pocket. Let the boys beat the girls, they got that extra rocket. A theology degree from Starbucks. You declare that America sucks. You got that TDS. You've tested positive. There's nothing I can do for chronic low IQ. It's TDS. If you're red, alright, let's get this party started. If you're left, you're blue and probably retarded. Like Rosie, De Niro, Jimmy Kimmel, Kathy Griffin. No kings, no kidding, we don't live in Great Britain. If J6 was the worst thing you've ever seen, Soros, burning Sadie's a mostly peaceful thing. Bring back the cartels, commute their crimes, sack the fact checkers like the New York Times. He's a Nazi, a fascist, a racist dictator who lets you say what you wanna say.
Luke, I am your daddy.
You got that TDS. You've tested positive. There's nothing I can do for chronic low IQ. It's TDS. No matter what he says, you must be really dumb, 'cause you keep blaming Trump for your problems.
Side effects of Trump derangement syndrome may include violent behavior, delusions, nightmares, insomnia, irrational hatred, hopelessness, anxiety, depression, blue hair, tantrums, inability to form coherent speech, difficulty maintaining gainful employment, and verbal diarrhea.
There's no cure in sight.
Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the program. I decided to do something a little bit different. I'll be honest with you first. But hey, by the way, please like and share and follow and give me the finger. Maybe 1, 2, 3, share, follow, subscribe, etc. This program, we're just going to smile. Let me tell you why we're going to smile today. I think I'm a little bit tired of just being gruff at the moment. And it's kind of, it's not a form of self-doubt for me. Let's see if you go through this. It's not a form of self-doubt for me. It's just shaking my head at the human condition. I'll give you an example. In all this election stuff with Dominion suing everybody to oblivion. It's the machines, they swap votes, they flip votes, they did votes, etc. And they got, $800 million out of Fox, 30 million out of another person. I mean, if you knew the trail of devastation over that claim about Dominion machines, it just befuddles me. Do you know what I'm saying? And for me, I'm trying to get it, and this is why I decided we're going to smile today. I haven't, well, I think I know what's going on, but I'm just I don't know if the world's ready to understand what's going on. Let me give you an example. You know, Dominion, that I infiltrated Antifa calls. It was the machines. They said they were going to fix the election. It generated $9 billion in lawsuits. $9 billion. Oh, $10 billion, actually. $10 billion in lawsuits. They got cash settlements, and that's not all of them recorded, because there's other ones where they shut people up that are not recorded. Like there's one on the books for $30 million you don't even hear about. Those lawsuits generated for them 27 times more financial windfall than they ever had as a company, ever. Took out great people, shut up broadcast networks, etc. And I look back over this trail of destruction, and I look at, where it originally comes from. I infiltrated an Antifa call. That person has done well, made ostensibly millions of stock with Mike Lindell going public and stuff. And there was even judgment, but Dominion never collected from them or tried to collect from them. Now, the reason I bring this up with the massive amount of cash and penalties and careers that were destroyed over that, the two impetus characters, the one character that said they heard it on a Antifa call, and then, of course, Mike Lindell. Mike Lindell has now been released from the Dominion lawsuit. Now, this is where it disconnects with me. See if you follow me. When it's gone to court, as many times as it has, and juries have found in the favor of Dominion or Coomer, that's a perfected legal case. That means it's a slam dunk. Why, after 6 years, with the lead in the entire thing, Mike Lindell and his claims about the machine, why would Dominion suddenly, we'll do a undisclosed agreement and we'll just let you out of the case, we'll just drop it? Why would they drop it after all this time? The one person that got everybody to repeat it. For me, it stinks. It absolutely stinks. It stinks like that was the plan all along. That's all I can determine. The leads in it are the only ones that don't get hammered. It was the networks and everybody else. So I could cover that. I could dissect it part by part, but I'm not. I want to smile. Right? I want to smile. And it'll probably get us another lawmaker out of Lindell and governor. Think about it. How can you vote for a governor that couldn't even see the con? Well, now you see maybe that was part of it. It's just sickening. Just sickening. So we're going to do things to make us smile today like this. I always do studies. I read studies. Survey found that a woman's attraction to a man's face varies with her menstrual cycle. Ovulating women prefer rugged, masculine features. I can see that. While menstruating or menopausal women are drawn to a man with duct tape over his mouth, a spear in his chest while he's on fire. Further studies on that one are not expected. You know what I mean. Anyway, we're going to just have some laughs. We're going to see some nice things. We're going to kind of cleanse our mental palate. Today's program is brought to you by the fine folks at Goldco. Here's what I'm asking you to do. People are passing me the virtual doobie going, here, Jovan, smoke this, you'll feel better. I don't partake in that, but damn, I'm tempted on that one because this one kind of stresses me out. Anyway, my partners at Goldco, I do this. We have the site called JovanLovesGold.com. Here's all I'm asking you to do is to go to Goldco, right? That's it. Request your free gold and silver kit today because now's the time to protect your money with gold and silver. I did an article. You should read it and how this all ties into the SpaceX stuff and everything else. Do yourself a favor. Check out the fine folks at Goldco, JovanLovesGold.com. Let me show you two things. I also want to get some feedback from you today. I want you to give me some feedback here in very short order, probably a matter of, 36, 72 hours. My newest book will officially drop. I've been telling you about it. Let me show you the promo for it.
Are data centers going to destroy America? Will data centers and artificial intelligence rob our water supplies? Will it drive up our energy costs? What's fact? What's fiction? Here is the truth no one talks about. America must win the AI data center war or surrender the future to the great dragon. Award-winning, four-time best-selling author, technology, pioneer, and futurist, Jovan Hutton Pulitzer presents the definitive manual for winning this war against China, the three-toed dragon. Communist China's secret war to end American AI and data centers. China's relentless drive for AI dominance is no longer a distant threat. Through massive state-backed infrastructure, voracious energy consumption, and strategic control of global supply chains, the CCP is building an unstoppable technological empire. While America debates policy, China executes. This is not another tech trend. It is the decisive battlefield of the 21st century where data centers, power generation, cooling systems, and sovereign energy infrastructure will determine who controls intelligence, economic supremacy, and national security. This fact book, guidebook, handbook, and war plan cuts through the noise with meticulously researched intelligence on the hidden realities of AI data center demands. Exploding power requirements, industrial-scale water usage, heat island effects, liquid cooling breakthroughs, hydrogen and off-grid solutions, semiconductor vulnerabilities, and the strategic choke points China already exploits. It delivers actionable blueprints for American victory, from policy recommendations and energy independence strategies to practical deployment models for rural and sovereign systems that bypass fragile grids and foreign dependencies. For patriots, policymakers, energy entrepreneurs, technologists, and every citizen who refuses to live under digital authoritarianism, this is the essential field manual. America still holds the innovation edge, the resource base, and the will, but only if we act with urgency and clarity. The great dragon is moving at full speed. The time to seize victory in the AI data center war is now. Available on Amazon, hardbound, paperback, and ebook. Read it. Arm yourself. Win.
So these are just pre-promos. You don't see tags. It's not available yet. Yes, you saw it ebook. I will go ahead and release these on ebooks because it's a more like a technical reader or whatever. It's going to be very hard for somebody to clone it and kind of package it as theirs because of how unique it is. You know, like where they copied my, Food Force Bible, etc. Anyway, so it's probably 72 hours away from when you're seeing this. And so it's not ready with a link yet where you could order. I'm just kind of letting you see it in advance so you can visualize what it is. I think it's a great book. It's a very interesting story. And I think it's a great way for you to understand how all these machinations of war behind the scene works, etc. But it's also a guidebook. It tells you exactly what you can do, how you fight this, exactly how you fight this, even recommendations of what you can do to inform your lawmaker to understand what's going on, right? The other part of it, I want to show you the other one will be released almost at the same time, maybe about another 24 hours after that one. And I rush. That's why you didn't see me doing certain programs and stuff over here recently. I had to get these out of my head and finished. Right? Is the one about our kids. Now, this one too, this is just you're seeing, because we're here every day, you're just seeing the preview of all these when you'll see the promos and stuff for it. But here's the second book that will be released almost simultaneously.
Is technology killing our children? Are we inadvertently tuning our precious children and grandchildren into killers? The Gollum effect is real and it is stealing our children. Award-winning, four-time best-selling author, technology pioneer and futurist, Jovan Hutton Pulitzer presents the definitive manual saving your children, grandchildren, and all future children from the Gollum effect. Precious pixels, Deadly devices, how the digital and social era is creating killer kids. The Gollum effect is real, and it is stealing our children. The Gollum effect is not fiction or exaggeration. It is the quiet, relentless transformation happening in homes, schools, and bedrooms across our nation. Just as Smeagol became the hollow, obsessive Gollum clutching his precious ring, our children are being consumed by screens, algorithms, and digital validation that promise connection but deliver isolation, anxiety, fractured attention, and distorted identities. We see it in the toddler who tantrums without a tablet, the teen who cannot hold a conversation without checking notifications, and the young adult adrift in comparison and purposeless scrolling. As parents and as a nation, we must name this enemy clearly. It is not neutral technology. It is a powerful force engineered for addiction that preys on developing brains, eroding the very qualities our children need most. Deep focus, real relationships, resilience, creativity, and a secure sense of self. Ignoring it or downplaying it has already cost us dearly. Our most precious commodity, our children, our future, is at stake, and the time for complacency is over. We must know the enemy in this battle and be willing to face them head-on. To win this battle, we must first know the enemy, and then face it with courage and strategy. The Gollum effect thrives on convenience, normalization, and profit-driven design that exploits boredom, fear of missing out, and the human need for connection. It hollows out childhood through endless stimulation while starving young minds of unstructured play, nature, hands-on mastery, and undivided attention from loving adults. Facing it means rejecting the lie that everyone is doing it, or that screens are harmless entertainment. It requires intentional action, delaying personal devices, creating tech-free zones and rhythms, prioritizing outdoor adventures and real-world skills, teaching critical thinking about algorithms and comparison, and modeling presence ourselves. Parents, educators, extended family, faith communities, and mental health professionals all have vital roles. The good news is that practical, proven strategies exist, from family media audits and screen-free weeks to rich offline learning, spiritual formation, and accountability partnerships. We do not have to fight alone. When we name the threat and choose presence over convenience, we begin reclaiming the minds and hearts of our children. We can win this battle and save our future, but you must have a solid knowledge base and the tools needed to win. We can win this battle, and we must, for the sake of our children and the soul of our nation. Every family that implements device curfews and real-world adventures, every classroom that goes phone-free during learning, every faith community that forms identity in something eternal, and every young person who chooses accountability and purpose strikes a blow against the Gollum effect. Victory looks like children who play creatively for hours, teens who build deep friendships and meaningful skills offline, and young adults who enter life with focus, resilience, and hope. It looks like families eating together undistracted, laughing, and truly knowing one another. The battle is winnable because human beings were made for more than pixels. We were made for wonder, relationship, creation, and contribution. Our children are worth every uncomfortable choice, every boundary, and every redirected hour. Let this be our rallying cry. We see the enemy, we know how to fight it, and we will not surrender the minds and futures of our most precious gift. Together, as parents and as people, we can break the hold of the Gollum effect and raise a generation that is truly free, present, purposeful, and full of life. Available on Amazon, hardbound, paperback, and ebook. Order now. The time to act is now. Our children are counting on us.
Okay, so that was just kind of preview. I saw a few of you had questions about ebooks, etc., and Amazon. Remind me towards the end of the program. I'll explain how that all works to you, because I think some of you are considering publishing. And if you've ever thought about it, it's easier now than ever to do it. And it's just a good, your book will be around even after you're gone. So remind me, and we'll cover that. Anyway, we're just going to smile a bit together, folks. Share this program. We'll get started right after this.
Rennie Good was a gifted soul, a writer and a poet and a mother, wow. She tried to hit an agent with her car, oh no. Pop motherfucker, now she's gone. Yeah. Being a fucking liberal is a mental disease. Blue-head unfuckables with the septum ring. You are not a hero, you're a fucking disease. You fuck around and find out you're gone. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Being a fucking liberal is a mental disease. Blue-haired unfuckables with a septum ring. You are not a hero, you're a fucking disease. Fuck around and find out what that is.
Warning. The following program has been rated Dilligaff and is intended for open-minded audiences. If the truth offends you, or if you are allergic to focused intensity, intellectual athleticism, or the occasional F-bomb or even irreverent humor, please switch off now. If your delicate sensibilities need to be worried about or addressed, might we recommend the Underwater Basket Weaving channel to you? Otherwise, sit back, enjoy the wisdom, insight, and wicked sense of humor.
Cut the crap. How many times a day do you want to say that to politicians, the elite, the loony liberals, the fake news media, and the gender-confused emotional socialist snowflake crowd? Cut the crap is your secret weapon for fighting for our freedoms and our great republic. It all begins with a massive mental enema, freeing you from the toxic news and politically correct views, which constipate your consciousness with stinking thinking. Your host, Jovan Hutton Pulitzer. He's known for calling out politicians and telling them to cut the crap. You've seen him on virtually every television network and listened to him on Coast to Coast Radio. And now he's here to help you learn to fight for America. Culture, race, and American politics. They all have one thing in common. They all need to cut the crap. Now, here's your host, Jovan Hutton Pulitzer.
Want to smile together, that's it. Just a brief smile. And I know my audio clicked there. Just a brief smile together at the moment. Because every now and then we kind of have to take a break. We do have to take a break. Now, I want to fix a few incongruent things for a moment. A lot of y'all are asking questions about publishing and being an author and et cetera. And since I've done it so many times, I can kind of help it. Maybe I'll have a special program for it sometime. Somebody asked, well, I thought you said no ebooks before. There's a distinct reason why on the Gollum Effect and why on the Three-Toed Dragon I'm doing an ebook is because lawmakers should get it. And I don't want to block it because a lot of them will do it on their devices. So for that one, I'm totally fine because it's not an instructional book as much as, say, some of my other work. But that's the reason I'm doing it. But I will. Remind me at the end, right? And I'll answer those things for you. But anyway, just to kind of whet our palate at the things we're going to see, I want to remind you of one of the stupidest things I ever heard. And I think this is probably a real common voter type we have.
How come women don't take DNA tests like the dads have to do? How come after they give birth, they don't have to take the DNA test? I mean, they are literally inside of a hospital. They have all the equipment. You know, this woman tried to get me to take a DNA test once to see if I'm the father of her child. Like, I never even touched the child. Like, you could hold up a black light and see no fingerprint on that child at all. Because, you know, they have to use DNA. You know, like, when I was falsely arrested one time, they took my fingerprints. And that's how they choose DNA, because everybody got different fingerprints. So you will see no fingerprints on that child. And so DNA test makes no sense anyways. But they don't do that to women when they give birth to the child. Because I'm pretty sure when the baby's born, that mom's DNA will be on that child.
That mom's DNA will be all over that child. By the way, you know, we're family and friends here. And we gather and do this daily, twice a day, 7 days a week. And Art, I am so sorry, dear, for your sister's passing. I know it's hard to lose anybody in your life, much less a sister. But with her long illness and heart issues, there's an element of not suffering, but I know it's still hard. And we're here for you. Group hug. Sorry that you're growing through that. And by the way, guys, here we are, summertime, as it gets hotter, and you'll hear roosters and geese and stuff in the background, simply because I've got the doors open. It's still in the 50s. I can't believe it. Right? I can't believe it. It's still in the 50s. And hang on. I'm multitasking at the moment. God dang it. Anyway, I got the doors open, fresh air. It's nice. It's just this time of year. I love this time of year. Spring's my favorite. Spring and fall is my favorite. I don't know about yours. But anyway, Art, I just want to tell you, group hug. If I could be there, I'd give you a great hug, dear. I'm sorry you're going through that. Anyway, let's kind of start with a little bit of palate cleansing, just something to smile at. I saw this. I just love it.
Oh, no, it's even worse. An accordion. I hate them.
I like accordion music, by the way. My son, true story. I, at the time, lived in Dallas, Texas. His mother lived in Los Angeles for her career. He went out and saw her, and he came back home. He came back home with an accordion. Now, my son's a very gifted musician, can pick up anything, teach himself it, and boom, and poke out a song, right? And he came home with an accordion that he bought for $20 at a swap meet in Los Angeles or something. And I said, son, why an accordion? And what we had done a marathon, a movie marathon of watching all the Godfathers. I'd never watched them, so we all sat down and watched them. And he says, I just keep on hearing that Godfather song in my head. And the next morning, I kid you not, the next morning, sitting down, having coffee, comes in and says, check this out. And he played all the Godfather stuff for me. And so I have a really good appreciation when you understand the mechanisms, the pieces, the different variations of anything that has to do with an accordion. It's pretty amazing. But here it is. Most people say an accordion, oh my God, not John Candy, not accordion music, not polkas. Well, check this out.
Oh, no, it's even worse. An accordion. I hate them.
I hate them as well.
I know how much you love the bagpipes.
Bagpipes on the accordion. It's like a marriage made in hell.
Mister, your eyes are full of hesitation. Sure makes me wonder if you know what you're looking for. Oh, baby, I like to keep my reputation. I'm a sensation. You try me once, you'll beg for more. Yes, sir, I can boogie, but I need myself and some. I can boogie, 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 all night long. Yes, sir, I can boogie, but I need myself and some. I can boogie, 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 all night long. 1, 2, 3, go! Yes, sir! I can boogie, but I need myself and some. I can boogie, 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 all night long.
I think that's just good. It just makes you file something that's very difficult to play, but totally ends up being something you didn't expect and turns out to be pretty fun. Talk about something you didn't expect. Have you ever, because that's what we're doing, we're just smiling. Have you ever been to an animal safari?
Give him the bucket. It's fun. Look, here he comes. You son of a bitch. Roll your window. Oh my God, Jolie. I can't breathe. I can't.
Oh my God. Turn to your right.
You want to?
Wait, these. Just chilling on my friend. Yo, what the hell?
It's just nice every there and then to take a break and laugh, right? Just to kind of get away from the crap. But have you ever, that's if you go to an animal safari, you're going to deal with that. You're going to see some pretty weird stuff. There the rooster goes. He's actually going to walk in. It's probably, I tell you what I'll do. It's probably doo-wop because of where I am. And he will probably walk in. And if he walks in, I'll scoop him up. I'll introduce you to doo-wop, a rooster of many roosters that got picked on, that took a special liking to me. I'll show you firsthand. We'll see. I don't know if he's going to be close enough for me to grab him. Let me show you another little bit here. I'll think you'll like in talent. This kid, beautiful stuff.
I'm going under, and this time I feel there's no one to save me. This all or nothing really got a way of driving me crazy. I need somebody to heal, somebody to know, somebody to hide, somebody to hold. It's easy to say, but it's never the same. I guess I kinda like the way and I'm gonna pay. Now the day bleeds into nightfall, and you're not here to get me through it all. I let my guard down, and then you pulled the rug. I was getting kinda used to being with someone you love, and I tried to close my eyes when it hurts. Sometimes I fall into your arms. I'll be safe in your soul till I come back around. Now the day bleeds into nightfall, and you're not here to get me through it all. I let my guard down, and then you pulled the rug. I was getting kinda used to being with someone you love. I let my guard down, and then you pulled the rug. I was getting kinda used to being with someone you loved.
He was so excited, wasn't he? What a great voice and range for such a young kid, right? By the way, we were talking about books. I don't know if you know a lot of the history books I wrote deal with lost treasure and finding lost treasure. Let me show you one of those books real quick, and then I want to get your opinion.
Did you know there is a form of wealth, big wealth out there, lost, yet very few talk about it? What if you could use your internet sleuthing skills combined with simply getting outdoors to possibly change your fortunes and future? Is $14 trillion enough to motivate you to at least try? From the world's most prolific forensic history writer, Jovan Hutton Pulitzer, comes a simple book to help you catch the treasure bug. Introducing Strike It Rich, 50 Lost Treasures You Could Find. This engaging and entertaining book features lost treasure story from each of the 50 states. This book from the personal archives of Jovan Hutton Pulitzer details the same skills and research you watched him display of the History Channel's #1 show ever, Curse of Oak Island. Learn directly from a real-life expedition commander who also happens to be one of the world's top treasure hunters and has written over 200 individual lost treasure history books. Imagine Pulitzer as your own personal how-to treasure hunting coach and treasure historian. Whether it's lost Spanish gold, lost gold mines, and even lost cities or civilizations. The accounts of lost treasures in this comprehensive series come directly from the personal case files of Commander. Lost treasures out there. In fact, $14 trillion is waiting to be claimed, and no one person or team can find it all. Commander Pulitzer, opening his top-secret research files, not only retells the legends, but presents his proven 3x3x3 lost treasure locating secrets. Use these techniques to verify, track down, and recover lost treasures. Pulitzer system is proven to work, and now you can take the same steps a certified professional cashologist, a professional treasure hunter, takes to win and win big. Stop dreaming of fortunes and go find your fortunes. Step-by-step procedures combined with the actual historical facts, figures, and the who, what, when, where, and how of real treasure stories on a state-by-state basis. The formula is simple. Just get off your duff and start, and you instantly have a 50-50 chance of striking it big. Order on Amazon, Strike It Rich, 50 Lost Treasures You Could Find. Do it now. Dream big, be entertained, and maybe you will change your fortunes and future. Order your copy now.
So one of the things that I've always promoted, and you know from my backstory, it started out when as kids we found a bona fide treasure. And that kind of set me on a course for my whole life that after 9/11, when I officially retired, which I did 26 years ago, that I started running around commanding a exploration team, trotting the globe, hunting down these things in lost history. I have amazing artifacts, all kinds of stuff, you know. And I wrote these series of books. That's one book that of many that's on Amazon. It's just kind of helps you give a flavor of it. The reason I'm asking you this is there's $14 trillion out there unlocated. Remember, to be a lost treasure, it means it had to be mined. There's documentation. It had to be transported. There's waybills. That's documentation. More than likely, it was minted or smelted. That's another waybill. And then the waybill of transport, getting it to its final destination. So that's another touch point. And then somewhere along the way, it got lost. Not stolen, but lost. And only about a third of all the riches that the Spanish took from the Americas actually made it back. So 2/3 of it's still out there. And they did all the hard work. And so there's trillions of dollars out there. Some of it amazingly right under your feet. Without busting somebody out, I can tell you of a legend of lost Confederate gold or Confederate era gold. And the person did the research, figured it out. The land it set on came up for sale. And he bought the land. And in buying that land, now he's hunting on his own land, which was totally fine. And he basically recovered $100 million in gold. It's out there. Now, I'd like to have people dream. It's good things to dream about, even if you don't do anything. And it's something you can do from your armchair because it kind of combines forensic file and investigation techniques and dreaming and everything else. Because I have thousands and thousands and thousands of these records and have documented them well over time, I'm considering just kind of producing them all. You know, whether you get off your ass or not has nothing to do with me, but just to kind of help foster the dream or whatever. So let me show you something I recently did because I'm willing to have my team produce these and just kind of release them regularly for you. Let me know if you'd like to see some content like this.
The legend of the lost silver mine, Llano San Saba River. One of Texas's most enduring treasure legends is the Lost Silver Mine, often called the Lost San Saba Mine or Los Almagres Mine. It blends Spanish colonial exploration, Apache knowledge, frontier adventure, and persistent folklore in the Texas Hill Country. Though no major silver has ever been commercially recovered, the story has drawn treasure hunters for over 250 years, with estimates of potential value once exceeding $50 million in modern terms. The tale begins in the 1750s. Spanish authorities in San Antonio sought a site for an Apache mission amid tensions with Comanches. In 1753, Lieutenant Juan Galvan heard from Indians about a Cerro de Almagre, a hill of red ochre indicating mineral deposits, while exploring near the Llano River. In August 1753, Apaches guided settlers to the hill, but initial finds were modest. Governor Jacinto de Barrios y Jauregui then dispatched an official expedition led by Bernardo de Miranda y Flores. On February 17, 1756, Miranda left San Antonio with 23 men. They located the Cerro de Almagre, now identified as the Riley Mountains in Llano County, about a quarter league from Honey Creek. Miranda's men opened a shaft into what they named the San Jose del Alcazar mine, or Los Almagres. He reported a tremendous stratum of ore, with veins so rich that a mine to each of the inhabitants of the province of Texas. Samples were sent to Mexico City for assay, though results were inconclusive. Miranda requested a presidio for protection and funding, but his bid failed. Geographically, the site sits in the central mineral region of the Edwards Plateau. The Riley Mountains are in south-central Llano County. Honey Creek, a spring-fed stream, rises about 3 miles northeast of Oxford, near 30 degrees 37 minutes north, 98 degrees 40 minutes west, and flows eastward. The mine area is roughly a half-mile north of Honey Creek, about 13 miles west of its confluence with the Llano River, and around 12 miles south of the town of Llano. Coordinates for related features place Honey Creek near 30.66 degrees north, 98.49 degrees west, with Riley Mountains around 30.611 degrees north, 98.604 degrees west. This rugged granite and schist terrain, Valley Spring, gneiss and packsaddle schist formations, lies south of the Llano River and well northwest of the Colorado River. Meanwhile, the Spanish established Mission Santa Cruz de San Saba and Presidio San Luis de las Amarillas on the San Saba River near present-day Menard, about 70-plus miles away. In 1757 to 1758, the mission was destroyed by hostile Indians. Presidio Captain Diego Ortiz Parilla smelted ore samples there, yielding modest silver, and left a slag heap on the riverbank. This physical remnant, combined with Austin's later maps, fueled the misconception that the rich mine lay directly along the San Saba. Stephen F. Austin amplified the legend. On his first trip to Texas, he heard from Erasmo Seguin of a silver mine on the San Saba and a gold mine on the Llano. In Mexico City, he learned of Los Almagres in the territory of San Saba and sent soldiers who likely went to the wrong spot. By 1829, Austin mapped the lost silver mine of San Saba near the Presidio site to attract settlers. Henry S. Tanner copied it. Austin repeated the story in an 1831 promotional pamphlet. Maps proliferated, showing mines near the old Spanish fort. Jim Bowie and his brother Rezin became the most famous searchers. In the early 1830s, Bowie explored the hill country, reportedly negotiating with Lipan Apaches and battling near the San Saba. Legends claim he found or worked the mine briefly before the Alamo in 1836 cut short his efforts. The site later became known as the Lost Bowie Mine. A prankster even added mine to the Bowie name on the Menard Presidio gatepost after 1895. Menard still celebrates with annual Jim Bowie Days. Later hunters included rancher Beasley, who stumbled upon it while chasing horse thieves but couldn't relocate landmarks. Harp Perry, said to have extracted silver before Comanche attacks, and 19th to 20th century groups. In 1902, historian Herbert E. Bolton used Miranda's journal to pinpoint the Boyd Shaft near Honey Creek.
Okay, so here's my question. That's just one. And by the way, I showed you on that particular one pieces from the History Channel documentary following my team where we used my techniques and physically located it. With that said, when I just have this vast wealth of forensic research information, and you can see how exact it is. So I was wondering do you think that would be meaningful content for you across my content platform? That if I regularly release those stories in that format, the reason, they're all out there in my books. And if you actually use good detective sleuthing skills, you can go set foot on these grounds and, try your hand at it. But I've had the books out for a very long time. I first published those series almost 20 years ago now, 18 years ago. The reason I'm asking is I was contemplating narrating them all, which is one version. I could easily just narrate them and give you an audiobook series you can listen to on the road, right, or whatever. Or go to the extent of producing them in that way with AI to give you visualizations with the stories. So my question is, would that even be of interest to you? Answer in chat across the platforms, whether you're on Instagram or YouTube or any of those. Would that be something that would be of interest to you, that it would be worth the time, right? You cannot produce them non-AI. It is prohibitive, unable to do. To produce the visualizations, we have to use AI. Makes it much easier. What would be of more benefit to you? Because I'm willing to open all my files. I have the largest collection of books, publications, etc., of treasure-related history of anybody in the world. And I've synthesized all this down. It's good for just streaming. It's good for getting out. It's good for doing with your kids or grandkids or whatever. Would it be far better if I just released it as audios you can listen to? Because I've been through all categories. I've been thinking, well, maybe I'll just narrate each chapter, because each one is a treasure legend. Would that be one way? And then I thought, well, what if I narrate and score, which means I dramatically reenact, your voice characters, sound effects, all that other stuff with audio, and you can listen to it. So it's kind of like history and entertainment. You listen to it, you got the sounds of the Civil War or battles or whatever, depending upon what it is, and I narrate it. Or now, because of advances in artificial intelligence, releasing it to you like that. Now, that one is just an AI-produced narration, but we could do AI-produced narration that, has sound effects too. Which is better? Which one is more attractive to what your lifestyle is, right? And nothing stops you from going, setting foot on the ground. Because if you think this is all done, look, people misunderstand treasure hunting. You do it behind a computer. You don't just go to a place and look. That's not how it works. 99.8% of the work is done behind a computer, exactly what you're doing right now. You never set foot on the ground until you're certain and you've got everything plotted out. So, 2 questions. What format would be most attractive and helpful to you? Rowdy Iron. Hey, thanks for joining me. Post the link for yourself in my program again. You're gone. Would it help you to be AI video and stuff like that? Is that more consumable for your lifestyle, or is it helpful, more audio with sound effects? So it's kind of like listen to history story, and it gives you all the information you need to want to research it. Would you guys let me know as I post some of these what format's best? And I'm going to let the people decide what it is, right? My platform's here to teach you. My platform's not here for other people to post their shit, right? I didn't build this for other people to come in and rape it from nowhere. I built it to help educate people. I'm not sure I'm willing to do both. I've got to figure it out. But I do want just some comments for you, to me. Send them to me in email, whatever the case may be. What would be most beneficial? Would it be most beneficial for you to see AI with visuals, which are never the real visuals, they're just place markers? Or would it be better dramatically narrated with sound effects, put end on end where you can like listen to one state? Like if I was to put them in audio and I just let it at an hour listening, I could probably do 20 hours on each state. That's how big the files are. So let me know which one you like best, because I'm potentially willing to do it. I just want to hear what you think about it. Here's my last installment. Ties in with treasure hunting, because some people say, well, if I was just 20 years old, younger, if I would, no, you're never, ever, ever too old. You can be in a wheelchair and you can find treasure, because the research is 99.8% on a computer. Then you work with family to get on ground. And to remind you, you're never too old and you've got talent. Check this one out. He's in his 70s. Online, people know him as the great guitar. He's a music teacher. But boy, can he shred, right? That was pretty badass. I have a lot of those I could show you. I just wanted to kind of daydream and smile today and everything else too, because, some days all the political stuff and new stuff can be kind of dull and hard. Anyway, my closing comments coming up right after this.
SpaceX has made me a trillionaire. Isn't that neat, Mr. Sprinkles? You can say that again. Do you need something?
I hear you have $1 trillion.
Yes, I am a trillionaire, but I don't actually have $1 trillion.
I want it!
There's no money here.
Give it to me!
Over the trillion, paleface! Come back with my money!
Where are you going with our $1 trillion, comrade?
I keep telling you, there is no money.
He's hiding it!
I bet he swallowed it. Let's cut him open and take it.
I don't have $1 trillion. All that wealth is in my rocket company. He said the $1 trillion is in his rocket.
Let's go get it!
Let's start smashing stuff until we find the $1 trillion.
Good thinking there, Mr. Sprinkles. Those people were scary, but luckily they were extremely stupid. Now let's go swim in the money vault.
The $1 trillion is all mine.
You left your name on my phone.
See any wealth here to redistribute?
No, just red rocks.
Rats.
So, in closing comments, first I want to talk about that little piece of AI video. You know that's all words. That's the power that we have in computing these days, and that's what is behind a lot of ability in data centers or artificial intelligence. But if you were to look at that script, which AI will write for you when you understand what you basically want to do in prompts, it's probably a 2-page script. You submit it into the computer. No videos, no audios, no whatever. You tell the computer what you want. And in the world of computing, it's seen enough to understand what you're saying if you can describe it right. And the computers create every bit of that. Now, back in the old ways of doing it, you would get your photographs, you might animate some, you might have to, you go out and shoot things. Animation can be, in the old days, that would have been about $2,000 a finished second. That's 2 minutes, 8 seconds of video, right? So you would have had 128 seconds clicking away at least $2,000. Well, a second for the animation and stuff to really get the animation. It's been wildly expensive. Those days are gone. Once you write it and have it ready to program and you hit submit to AI, AI does that in about 4.5 minutes. Everything, every camera move, every sound effect, etc. That's the kind of world we live in today. AI is not here to consume you. AI is not here to dominate us, although it can. AI makes everything better. And so that's why I asked you about content. One of the reasons I've never produced my full narrated series, which, by the way, there is a Grammy category for. And because of the vast nature of it, I could easily win a Grammy, which is one of the awards I haven't won. But the time that's required, the time. I now can take my voice, which I've done, and I can import it into the computer. By having AI watch all my programs, it learns my mannerisms, it learns my syntax, it learns my pause nature, etc. It learns all of my vocal ranges, when I'm mad, when I'm not, whatever. And now the computer can learn it. And so literally now for production, doing it right, you submit it, you walk away, you do other things. And, a half hour, hour later, you come back and it's produced, not conceptualized. That's the power of the technology world we live in today. And it's not some horrible beast, but just like any technology, it can be used for bad. I know a fellow had a penchant for history and just loved old stories and taught himself AI, taught himself to produce videos, taught himself the audio and stuff. And because he could see it in his head, he kind of knew what to write. It's not like writing a book. And now he knocks, he is an older felder, left his whole career, but he knocks down $500,000 a year just producing them for people to watch. This is how technology can set you free, which now brings me back to why I ask you certain questions. But more importantly, some of the questions earlier about me and publishing, about books and authorship, etc. Now, somebody said, well, in Kindle, if you release an ebook, Amazon's now paying by the page people read. It's yes and no. Let me explain what that is. When you do a Kindle book, it allows people to read it and have it on their electronic devices. It allows you to do it much cheaper. The margins are really good. However, you're taking your body of work and making it device centric. And if power ever went out or went down, your content is just no good. That's part of why I still produce in hard format, because I'm always of the mindset when hell breaks loose, you don't have any power, you can always sit and read a good book. When it comes to the Kindle topic, which is Amazon, it's all one platform. So when you produce an ebook, you can make a royalty. You just load it up and do it, put it into Amazon. They don't happen by happenstance. People got to know about you, know how to get it, but you can do it. Books don't sell themselves. Books must be sold, just like anything else. Kindle has, in one subsection of their program, if you have Amazon Prime, part of the benefits of things like Amazon Prime or Audible or whatever, how you can get books on Audible. When somebody gets your book, Amazon or Audible is not going to pay dollars in royalty because that somebody wanted to look at that book when they didn't look at it. So in that very small subcategory of the Prime services, the book club services, this is why the industry has moved to a platform. Somebody can request it and begin to listen to it, but Amazon's only going to pay you a very, very, very tiny royalty, fractional of cents, for every page that the person actually reads. They're going to do that because most people don't ever read the book, don't ever get through it, right? So that's how that industry is evolving. It's a way to mitigate risk. It's the only way you can manage the finances. And by the way, if you're a great writer and people get pulled into your body of work, they read more pages. It's a win-win for everyone, but that's what that specific category is. It doesn't mean that's the way it's done. It just means this is how they work you into the subscription side of the business. One of the other questions I saw at the beginning is, Amazon will give you your own ISBN code. An ISBN code is a book code on the back of the book. That's this thing right there. Okay? Just so you understand from a publishing standpoint, if you're a publisher and you need multiple of these in it to identify you as a publisher, it's going to cost you several $1,000s to set up your ISBN hub. And then for every book you do, you pull it out of, you got to pre-buy them. So you're 10 ISBN codes might cost you $1,500. Being able to put this on your book cost you $150 a pop. Most people don't even understand the mechanics behind it. Now, through Amazon and stuff, you don't really have to pay that fee per one, which keeps a lot of people from publishing because you take more and more out of your pocket. You pay thousands in artwork. You have all kinds of, publishing, all this other stuff, right, that you have to go on. It's just expediting it up. So for those of you that are considering, I heard somebody saying doing fiction, you can use the Amazon ISBN code that you get with it. That's no problem. It means if they control your destiny in the bookstores and stuff like that. But it's kind of no big deal. I can tell you from my standpoint of writing so much, for me, it's an evolutionary process. It's very easy for me to produce something very technical and do a lot of technical research and then translate it so people that don't have the same background that can understand it. That's kind of my gift, kind of a translator. That's why I say, you know, I'm a nerd hiding out in a biker's body. I can translate it so you can understand what really happens behind the scenes. That's why you understand a lot about elections and stuff that I do to help you understand the laws and stuff. One of the hardest things to do in life, and for video and audio production, I've won a lot of awards, is to be able to take what's in your head and totally create it on paper. So somebody said they're talking about doing a novel or a fantasy or fiction, I guess I should say. I want to let you know one of the hardest things I have ever done in my life is to manage the discipline to pull the fiction writer out of me. Right? But I've begun that process, and it's taken me over 20 years. 20 years to learn and earn that discipline that I can get that fiction out of me in a manner that I can get it on paper where the person can experience the same way. Why? Because my mind moves too fast many times for me to even speak it, but certainly I can't type as fast as my mind can do it. So I end up losing a lot more in the moment of inspiration opposed to getting out. So I think some of you are going through this process. I think it was you. If you want to write, books are one way you can be around forever and you can continue to make an impact. And it does not matter what category it is, self-help, technical, computing, being a mom, being a grandmother. It does not matter what it is. I would highly encourage you to get it out of your head because it's easier than better. Now, let me show you, I'm going to explain to you how the publishing world has changed. Let's take this book right here. Okay. And it's super 4-color, super high def, the whole bit, right? I publish in this format because I want you to have a hard physical item left over. But let me tell you the evolution of publishing so you'll understand it. And this is how technology changes your life. If I was to go back to my first episodic series that I produced 2008's the publishing date. Back then, when you would produce a book and you're going to do your publishing or whatever, you're going to do all the layout. You're going to have your editors, everything else like that. You got to get it right for publishing, and you get it ready for a printer. You'll send those files to a printer, but there's a catch. Now, the catch is you yourself are going to pay for the first 1,000 or 2,000 copies. Now, if it was just a black and white book, color copy, softbound, but it was black and white, not color, you're going to end up spending, let's say there's no color inside, just the outside cover. You're going to end up spending probably $20 a book. And so for somebody to write and to get your first 1,000 copies, forget all your time. You're going to drop 20 grand just to have your copies because that's what you sell. So in that old business, it's the costs are wildly prohibitive, right? And so, and some of them want you, when you first get a public, they're a manufacturer line. You're going to get in a manufacturer line They got to run 2,000 copies to get the economics. Now let's talk about something like this in hardcover. So few people produce in hardcover, right? And I'll show you the difference in these two, right? Just the sizes just between these two, right? I like producing in hardcover because hang on, let me grab this. I want it being around, but they're expensive. Now with something like this, you're talking in the publishing world, you're talking a book that costs $70 to produce in super high volume, $70. Color, high color, all this other stuff, right? And if we were back into the old publishing times, and let's just say you could manage to get the cost down to about $70 a piece, and you're going to run the first 2,000. That's not a lot of books. You're going to run the first 2,000 off yourself in publishing. You're going to drop $140,000 on your book. Now the question is, do you want to publish a book? Do you want to drop $140,000? Right? It's like kind of buying a second home. Get it? Very, 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 very. Right? And it would be expensive. You go back even further, it could be thousands of dollars a copy. It's just true. Now, this is one way technology has improved your life. Let's take this book right here. It's a very expensive book to do, right? $40. All the gloss pages, that doesn't include the design work, the artists, any of that, or your work in it. Expensive. Let me tell you how technology changed. In the old days, if you were producing paperback or hardbound, just like I told you, they're not going to touch it. They're going to try to get it on the printing press, and they're going to try to absorb the cost they can. The reason you as an author would have to order 2,000 copies a piece is because you're working with a publishing company. They want you to order your 2,000. Basically, they'll run an extra 1,000 with it, all in the same cost. And that way, when they're selling 1,000 of your books, their costs have come down, but they've done it on you. The way technology has changed the world, and this is how technology changes your life to better. When I come out with a book and I do a new hardbound edition, yeah, I've got all the time and design and research and everything else, but it basically sets on a server now. And publishing has changed because this book, bound. I mean, take a look at it, right? This book, bound, color, and everything else comes out complete one at a time. So now in publishing, instead of me having to decide I'm going to drop $100,000, but I'm going to do this new book, and you hope like hell you make your money back, now you don't have that expense. And you put it there. So when somebody wants one, the robotics, the machine literally manufactures, binds, puts together the book one at a time. And it doesn't matter if you sell one or you sell 1,000, you're not having to backlog them. It's made one at a time. So it's revolutionized publishing to give you a scale, even though this is a very expensive book to do. This book, duplicated at a Kinko's, because it's color pages, would cost you about $400 to just get a color copy made. That's where the publishing world went off and left the printing world. This is how technology changes your life. And that's why I try to use it. I'm using a throwback old medium, right? But that's why I tell people you shouldn't be afraid of technology at all. You should set yourself free, but especially those of you that want to do books, think about your life, something you've mastered, grandma's recipes, great-grandma's recipes, your particular garden techniques, your whatever techniques, just your life story, right? It can be done. Now, I'm going to give you your hint of the day. Back when my grandmother was alive, she'd be 120 something right now. How old would she be right now? 106, 118? Long ago, 30 plus years ago, I gave my dad a book I found, which all it is a bunch of questions in chronological order of your life. Write this down, write this down, write this down. So 30 years ago, I gave my dad a book. And it was a fill in the book that just, here's questions, and it starts with your childhood, your family, what you remember, your most this experience, your most that experience, your most this experience. It's a book about that thick. And we're expected, people were expected to write in it. My father, although articulate, was not literate. So I gave it to my dad and I urged him, fill it in. And it wasn't really happening. The next thing I did is said, okay, I'll short circuit this. I gave him the books, everyone for all of my aunts and uncles. Only one had died at that time. I gave him an audio tape. I gave him a box of batteries, a box of tapes. I gave everybody a recorder and said, sit on the recorder and answer those questions. So I could at least extract it. Now, if this was the old days, you take in those tapes. You got to get a transcriptionist. Okay? Transcriptionist transcribes it, and then you got to work through it, whatever, through it. But you can extract the family's life history. Or you could do it with a video camera. I did it with my grandmother. I just put a video camera in front of her. But that's a lot of manpower and work. My dad and my uncles, I lost all that history. They never got it done. I'll never be able to capture it again. But here's why I tell you something. If you want to leave something for your family, and you've been thinking about writing a book, let me tell you how technology has changed your life. Right now, you can go online and you can get all genre of books, like father to son or father to daughter or grandmother to grandkids. And in that book, it will just be 100 questions that you answer about your life. In today's world, you can get that book, you can open up your Word document or your computer, and you can just answer the question sitting in front of your computer. And your computer will type out your answer. You don't even have to know how to type. It will type it out. Now, let's imagine that you answered those 100 questions. Let's say each answer, and the more detailed you are, the better you are, but let's say each answer is one double-spaced page of type. What was your fondest memory or whatever. Now, your computer has done the work for you, and you've got 100 pages. You can now, through technology, and I'm giving you a way if you want to get a book out of your head. I can't work this way. The way I taught myself is so systematic. I have to kind of follow my system. I wish I could do this. But what you could do, let's say you answered all of those 100 questions. Okay? You can now take that material, and in any AI in the world, you log on to AI, you give it your material, and say, this is my life story. I need you to take it, read it, correct it, edit it, and tell it in a good storytelling way. And AI will, in fact, take every page of that, right? You kind of show them, I want it to be in the style of this. You can take every bit of that and it can match and find your style, and it will make it readable and make it all fit together. Well, what you get on the byproduct of that is you yourself using AI will officially have a book. Now, let's go to the next step. Because the publishing world has changed, you can go to any one of a handful of publishing sites and you can take that manuscript, upload it. It'll do a cover for you. And you can say, I want this in a book, paperback, hardback, or whatever. You can't get all of those papers copied at Kinko's for as cheap as you could get that in a book form. And you could order 4 or 5 of them, 6 of them, 10 of them, 100 of them, whatever. And you could give your family your life story with just a little bit of effort. It's not the publishing world I live in. It's a publishing world you can now take advantage of. So all of you, I want you to know everybody has a book inside them. But at worst case, your memories, your stories are valuable to your children or your grandchildren or whatever, or maybe children that hate you and you have have a relationship with the grandchildren. It's your ability to get it out and to never be forgotten. That's how technology can improve life. That's how technology can leave your legacy behind. That's how you can take these great memories, get them documented, but if you wanted to add your own little twist, here's what I learned from it, and you just add that own little kick on each one. You're passing your knowledge, your wisdom, your insights, your stories on long after you're forgotten. So I would encourage every one of you to do it. Now, if you're really interested, I'd be happy to, if enough people are interested, I'd be happy just to do a Zoom. We'd pick a date and do a Zoom, and I will show you the tools. I'll show you how it works so you can see it, what can be used and what can be done. But everybody has the ability to do this. So as we get into this digital world, which is affecting us in the wrong way, you can use it to make a positive impact in the world, and especially with your family. And I would encourage everybody to do it. I would encourage you right now. You know, today we're dealing with one of our family here who lost her sister last night. It's never too late to start recovering these memories. And one really, really good goal in life is to excavate the memories of your family so they can be passed on. And that's what technology enables. Anyway, hope you had a few smiles today. I love you all. Share this program if you feel like sharing some smiles. Take care.
Rennie Good was a gifted soul, a writer and a poet and a mother, wow. She tried to hit an agent with her car, oh no! Pop, motherfucker, now she's gone! Yeah, yeah, yeah! Being a fucking liberal is a mental disease. Blue-haired and fuckables with the septum ring. You are not a hero, you're a fucking disease! You fuck around and find out it's what it is! Homo started talking shit to protect a chomo. He was getting nicked
I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV. I know the problem, you've got just one policy. You do the opposite of what the Donald does. Don't know what you believe just because you got that TDS. You've tested positive. There's nothing I can do for chronic low IQ. It's TDS. Open the borders, let Mamdani pick your pocket. Let the boys beat the girls, they got that extra rocket. A theology degree from Starbucks. You declare that America sucks. You got that TDS. You've tested positive. There's nothing I can do for chronic low IQ. It's TDS. If you're red, alright, let's get this party started. If you're left, you're blue and probably retarded. Like Rosie, De Niro, Jimmy Kimmel, Kathy Griffin. No kings, no kidding, we don't live in Great Britain. If J6 was the worst thing you've ever seen, Soros, burning Sadie's a mostly peaceful thing. Bring back the cartels, commute their crimes, sack the fact checkers like the New York Times. He's a Nazi, a fascist, a racist dictator who lets you say what you wanna say.
Luke, I am your daddy.
You got that TDS. You tested positive. There's nothing I can do for chronic low IQ. It's TDS. No matter what he says, you must be really dumb, 'cause you keep blaming Trump for your problem.
Side effects of Trump derangement syndrome may include violent behavior, delusions, nightmares, insomnia, irrational hatred, hopelessness, anxiety, depression, blue hair, tantrums, inability to form coherent speech, difficulty maintaining gainful employment, and verbal diarrhea.
There's no cure in sight.